Alright, here we are in Guitar Center. So we have my 19 standard 60s, and then we have, I believe this is a 20, yeah, it's a 20, so it's a 20 standard bourbon. First thing we notice here is the color of the wood. The standard and the finish on the Epiphone. So obviously the headstocks are different. Similar, touch different. One thing I noticed real quick is the fretboard on the Epiphone. A little bit darker. A little bit darker than the Gibson. So I'm going to play into this ESL 20. Just grab a few tones and see what we got. Alright, so this is Gibson 60s standard into the Marshall ESL 20. Let's check out the Epiphone. Let's see. Let's go with clean. Pots don't fit frets are a little high. Neck pickup's a little low, but that can be fixed easily. We're back. Let's get some crunch. So that was those two, the standard 19 Gibson and standard. That was a 21 into the 21 Epiphone. Anyway, I gotta get going. I gotta take my kid to the cross, but yeah, it's a pretty good comparison. I will give you my thoughts when I get out of here. Alright. Just left Guitar Center. Quick review of those two guitars. So I mean, listen, Gibson Les Paul Standard, $24.99. Epiphone Les Paul Standard, $5.99. I mean, that's a heck. You know, everybody knows that's a big difference. You know, is the Gibson worth 5 times, 4 times more? Do the math. You know, we've discussed that endlessly. You know, that's why, you know, some people buy Audis and some people buy Volkswagens. It's the same thing. Really? I mean, you know. Anyway, so the review on the Epi, because the standard is just nice, dude. It's just nice. It's just, you know, you pick them both up, and as soon as you pick them up, you feel the difference. Gibson's a little bit heavier, which in that case, it's not like a lot heavier. It's just a little bit heavier. Weight feels like it's distributed better. The necks, they were both 60s. The necks were very, very similar. Frets on the Epi were pretty good. The board needed some oiling. It was pretty dry, but wildly it was a little darker than the Gibson board. So that was interesting. Frets felt pretty good. I mean, it was a decent job on the frets. The Gibson felt a little smoother to play, but again, I had it set up. The Epi was a little bit high. I think with the setup and a little bit of polishing on the frets and a little bit of oiling on the board, they would have felt pretty similar. You know, definitely not a $2,000 difference. The pickups, I think, is where, yeah, you know, it just they sounded a little bit different. Overall, the feeling, and when you're hitting chords, it feels a little more solid on the Gibson. I'm not sure if it's, you know, the bridge or all the wood, a little bit of nitrulose, the cellulose nitro finish. I don't know how to say that freaking word. And that could be it, right? But I mean, that Epi was pretty sweet, man. For that, at that price point, it was definitely sweet. Would I change the pickups? I mean, through that amp, I could definitely tell the difference between the Gibson burst puckers and I'm not sure what. I'm assuming their Epiphone Alnico Pros is probably what it has. So they definitely lag a little bit there. I mean, they're good. They're fine. They give you crunch. There's some sustain going on, just not the Gibson level. The pots did feel a little bit different in terms of the pots turning. Like the knobs or hats were different, but the Epi one that felt a little harder. But again, you know, throw some deoxit in there, and I'm sure they'll loosen up a little bit. It was people playing in there, so I don't know about the taper. I didn't do that in depth of a test. I would have to like buy it and take it home, and I'm not going to do that or go when there's less busy. Maybe I'll go on a weekday. So I went there because they said that they had a 50s Epi in there, which is what I really wanted to see, and take the back cover off. So I wanted to hear those pickups with that guitar because those are Gibson pickups, and I wanted to check out the pots because they say they have the CTS pots with the 50s wiring with the caps. So that would be interesting. Even though I have a 60 standard, I'd like to hear the 60 standard versus the Epi 50s, or the 59. So it says it's in the store. They probably had it in the back. I was in a hurry, so I couldn't go check it out. But I will call him up on Monday and talk to my guy and see if he can pull it out or find it and give it a whirl. Yeah. All right. So that was a very, very brief review on those two guitars. So if you got the loot for the Gibson, you just go for the Gibson. You just do it. you know. But if not, and you got $6, that Epi dude is nice. I mean, that is a solid amount of guitar for the price. We'll see if someone, let's say, who had an R9 or R0, and then didn't want to take it with them to a show and have possibly people throw beer or spill stuff on it or get stolen. Is a guitar that's $6,000 less. Could you work? Could you gig with it and play it? That would be interesting. I am not a gigging musician yet. The minivan riders were shut down in 2020, but we're trying to make a comeback here in 21. I don't know. That'd be interesting. All right, people. Have a great night. Peace.